From unicorns to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures grow. Web3 wonders, chain reactors on the scene.
Slam Nation, welcome back. Brand new week, brand new tiers. You know what I'm saying? I think you know exactly what I'm saying. Cats, what's up, man? Good to see you, Luna. Good morning, dude. Wow, yeah, we'll catch you up here, Cats. We'll catch you up. Some good things. I think some good things. Maybe more not good things. Maybe more of that. You know what? Okay, I'll be real. Not sad. Actually, you know what? Funny enough. Thank you, sir. Caption like title. No sadness. Actually, if you were being serious here, Cats, sounding sad, I'm actually like going to try to be careful with my voice. Like this week, guys, we have a big freaking show coming Thursday, like a big show. I think it's I think I said this weekend it's the biggest show that I've hosted, and I think that's true. And I think it's the biggest show that we've done on the CryptoSlam account. I think that's true. I actually think it's going to be. I think it's going to be one of the biggest crypto shows ever. And I'm not going to measure that by views because no idea, and I have no expectations. In fact, I think it's so dead out there. It might not be whatever. I have no comment about views. I have no expectations there. But look, getting announced later today, but I don't mind sharing with you guys. I don't know if we've seen I don't know. Tell me, guys, have we seen a show with a list of guests like this? We've seen versions of that. I mean, you had Solana Breakpoint last week, and so I don't want to talk like conferences, not comparing to that, but have we seen a stream with like this kind of cast, this many? Like I think it's crazy. I'm probably going to rename that stream too. I think it's one of the biggest crypto shows that's ever happened. Period. That big. Okay, so I'll officially announce this later. Definitely today, but we got coming on Thursday a 12-hour marathon show. It might have to go longer because we have more people still. I think as the week goes, we'll have more announced that are not on the first announcement, but we have Yatsu coming on. We have Yahoo Finance coming on, Mythical Games, Dapper Labs, Nature Racy. Altogether, around 20 people as of right this moment, and I think it's going to end up being a lot more. And of course, like our friends are coming, like Henry's coming on, and we got Cool Cats coming on. I'm hoping GVC comes on too, right? We'll do it all. Crypto, we'll do AI. We'll see Big Will there. We'll see, dude. It's going to be a spicy show. Get ready for it. Thursday, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern time and going until probably 5 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll see, maybe again goes longer, but I'm going to try to preserve my voice because, yeah, gonna be interesting. What's up, Crypto Spaces? Good morning, man. Anyway, let's get into it, man. Hit the like on the show wherever you are watching. We're on Abstract. We are on X and YouTube and Kick. I'm actually trying to kick that Abstract stream off. Will is coming, dude. Yeah, actually, dude, good point, Cats. I forgot he hasn't been on. He'll be in the chat here and there, but actually, we kick it off with Will. Will be the first guest. And it should be fun right after that. VPay right up after him. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And Will's going to be welcome to stay for like the AI guest at the beginning too. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But again, we'll announce it probably this morning within a few hours. Make sure you're subscribed over here. It is going to stream on the CryptoSlam YouTube account. Over on X, normally we're streaming on Slam Nation X. All the shows this week go there except for the Thursday show. Maybe it streams here too, but the show on Thursday is going to stream over on the CryptoSlam account. So if you're not following there, just make sure you're following so you catch the show. I won't have a link ahead of time on X for the stream. It's capped at like 6 hours, so we'll just kind of fire it off like it'll just go live when the show goes live. But get ready. Luna, I don't know. They might not know your X handle. Hang on, let's throw Luna some love here. All right, you guys should be following Luna. He's awesome. Luna's great. And by the way, Musty doesn't watch this show, so you can only get cats here. But there's Luna. Great dude. And like great fucking dude. It's been supporting for a long time. Hoods, good morning, man. All right, let me just get abstract and then we're ready to rock here. This morning, guys, I am your Japan interest rates quant. It's good to meet you. Okay, now we're on abstract. Good. All right, progress here. That's what's up, Hoods. Wait, Hoods. Share announcement. Yeah, thank you for saying that, by the way. Patrick, good morning. Hey, a big favor, when that announcement goes live, please would love some support on that tweet and the tweets like leading up to the show. Yeah, that helps a ton, especially on the big shows, right? So when it goes live, of course, I'll share. Ooh, shit. All right, well, why don't we not start super fuddy? We could start with a little good news. NVIDIA shares pre-market up 1.7%. I misread it. I thought I read all-time high. I don't think that's it, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Again, Japan interest rate quant here. It does seem like Japan's about to raise their interest rates. By the way, I don't know anything about that, anything. So I'm just going to take other people's thoughts and share them here and just say there are some thoughts that Bitcoin has a lot more room to fall, maybe because of that, maybe. Prediction here, Bitcoin as low as 63K, which is not like, that's not something we haven't heard before, even from actually our boy Luna here. A lot of people think we have a lot more downside, and man, if I'm starting to turn into one of them, part of me always is. I try to just be optimistic. Maybe I stick with that. The Coin Bureau pointing out here too that each time they've hiked rates in the past, we do see the market drop 20%, 20% or more. 23% last March, 26% last July, and then 31% earlier this year. Yikes, boys. I have no idea. Like, no idea. What's up, Mufasa? Zober, Bitcoin, no utility and costly. Dude, really costly to use. And actually, we'll chat a little bit about this today. The way we used to talk about costly, right? Like there's an actual cost. There's a new narrative now. It's like Bitcoin is tokenizing like energy. And I like that. I like that narrative too. I think that's cool. But now all of a sudden we're starting to see a cost associated with AI. Here, cats, I'll throw it up here again. Wait. Where did I put? There it is. There we are. Yeah, Soul Meme Kid. Here, let's drop it in the chat. Show Luna some love here. Luna, how long have you been watching this show? I'll tell you why it's weird to me, right? It's weird to me because Luna's a trader, and I think he's very good at trading. And I don't expect traders to watch this show. You know what I mean? I kind of expect people who just want to keep plugged in and kind of keep plugged in and pass some time with some cool people, right? Like you guys. Yeah, like it's weird to me, Luna. Yeah, it's really cool. I appreciate it a ton. Like it's weird to me. Funny enough, 2.5 years in now. 2.5 years. I hope that 2.5 years of work. Like I hope it pays off Thursday. I hope it's like setting us up to do something good there. I think it's gonna be cool. There we go. NFT Curious. There we go. That's cool. That makes a lot of sense, man. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, that helps a ton, actually. I try to understand why people watch. News yesterday. This is what spooks me a little bit. sounds like the UK is getting ready to ramp up. I don't want to say their attack on crypto, but new rules to police the crypto markets. And look, so much of my thesis or my hope and my belief of where we're going is about like the world embracing crypto, and making it easier. Part of that is policing it, but I think we have a feel for what that really means. And I think it ain't great. I feel like the war on crypto is still out there. It still exists in a form. And that makes me not feel so great about where we're heading short term. Michael Saylor doesn't give a fuck. And I love it. Respect Michael Saylor. Strategy bought another, guys, almost $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's 2 weeks in a row, I believe now. 2 weeks in a row of a billion into Bitcoin. Do you think Michael Saylor's just throwing money away, or do you think he really believes where we're going here sooner rather than later? And I'll show you where I think we probably are going coming up in a minute. Taking a look at the crypto market. Let's refresh this, but not great. All the gains we had last week evaporated. In fact, we're down 2% in the past week. Bitcoin at 89.5. Actually, nice to see we're a mixed bag, but up a little bit in the past 24 hours. ETH at 3,100. BNB 888. Ripple under $2 now. $1.97. Solana 132. See, Luna, that's where I think that as well, right? I'm trying to get in Michael Saylor's head. Is it proving a point? Is it he being stubborn? Does he have to do that because that's his identity and that's his brand, and he has to? Because if he doesn't, it's game over for him, right? So he has to do it. It'd be like a founder. Actually, picture somebody like OSF. Be like OSF talking bearishly about his own coin, right? Like Bitcoin is kind of Michael Saylor's coin in a way, right? Crazy with Pippin. I heard Modern Market this morning talking about Pippin and not just mentioning, they didn't understand what it was doing. And at least we know why it's doing what it's doing, which is pretty cool. But then I flip with Michael Saylor. I'm like, I think that guy is just like the biggest bull out there. I think he believes it. And I do too. I do. Gravity GM, man. Can't wait to see Pippin, by the way. Actually, spot check. Let's check Pippin. And let's spot check Monad. That's not the right Pippin, is it? Is it 1P? No, that is the right Pippin. Wow, dude. 379 mil market cap. This is unbelievable. So yeah, basically another all-time high right now. Unbelievable. There, dude. Don't know. I don't know. I don't care what the market looks like. There's always opportunities, and it's not like, opportunity for a, 30% gain in 50. It's not that. It's that too. But it's an opportunity for something like that, which is up. God, I forget the multiples at this point. Are we talking 10, 20x, 30x? It's something crazy, man. It flipped fart coin. That's bonkers. Okay. You know what's cool with that? So like fart coin is our leading indicator, or was for me leading indicator for like the meme coins coming back. It's not anymore. I think it's got to be Pippin, or it's both. But I think all of a sudden Pippin, I think that's in no, it's in infra. I think Pippin all of a sudden is becoming that. I think it's Pippin. Pippin's kind of become the darling. Actually, would love to chat with like an Aster like whale or like an Aster like Maxi. I want to ask them because it's running because it got listed on Aster. And now we got people using it to trade leverage, and it's crazy. So now maybe Pippin is our leading indicator, replaces fart coin. I'll just use them both, but crazy. Yeah, why not ours? Yeah. Quickly looking at ETF volume on Friday. Bitcoin 49 mil in inflows. Keep an eye, by the way, because we're going to reference this. Keep an eye on BlackRock's IBIT ETF. Over 62 billion in inflows there. We'll come back to that. Over on ETH, what do we got Friday? 19.4 mil in outflows, and then Solana. I like repo here, by the way. I do. I like repo here actually a lot. Somewhere around 15 right now, or 13 actually. I peaked this morning. I do like repo here. They got their first partner, like an agent launchpad that's going to be using their data sets. I like repo. Solana 2.5 mil in inflows. Dig it. I dig it. Santa rally still possible. I'm still going to bet on the Santa rally if I'm not bullish now, which I'm not super bullish right now, right this moment. Not bullish. But going to bet on a Santa rally. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Okay. By the way, hilarious. Frank Digaz is GOAT. Solana was the first to integrate. Oh, Solana was only the first to integrate onto the XRPL, X Ripple. Oh, Wrapped Ripple. Is that Wrapped Ripple? This is Luna's call right there. Yeah, he thinks Bitcoin, 106, 107, and then he said short the shit out of it there. I like the take too. But Santa rally still on the possible. Is it? Yeah, actually, if you go by the technical definition of a Santa rally, yes. So yes, Santa rally is the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 trading days of January. So yeah, Santa rally still possible. If you're going by like a technical definition of it, still in play, boys. I'm still betting on the Santa rally. I still am. All right, I'm not going to pretend like I understand this, like I get it. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert. I will share with you Fred Krueger's thoughts on what's going on with Bitcoin right now. And I like the thought because confirmation bias, it matches a lot of what I'm feeling right now, which is the market doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I do think Bitcoin's undervalued compared to where I think it's going to be in years. I think we're all on the same page there. Same page. But what explains the price action right now? All I know for sure is the market's not driven by spot trading. It's really obvious. We know that. But this isn't like organic, natural price discovery. No, it's people hedging their bets using other assets. Very specifically, he's saying it's the iBit Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock. People selling calls on that. It's a world I don't trade in. I don't understand. In fact, so on the Thursday show, we have Nate Geraci coming on. So it's a perfect question for him. He is the ETF guy. Nate Geraci is the ETF guy. So we'll ask him about that. It is a lot of, absolutely, a lot of leverage. But then also this, it's just people trading other ways on derivatives and hedging their bets, hedging their positions. But long story short for him, he thinks this market's essentially coiled up, that any kind of movement upwards that reaches a point where it gets explosive. People have to cover some of these positions that they're selling. I hope, boys. I hope. Actually, I'll drop it in the chat. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I'll drop it in the chat for anybody interested because I like to take. I like to take. Look at our boy Luna here. It's totally true. Well, right, these guys, the big players are not trading on chain. They're not. They're trading derivatives. I'm going to drop both of these in the chat. They're both great. By the way, let me drop our show link in the chat. Boom. All right. Throw some love on that. But yeah, sharing his thoughts of where we can really, really, really explode. I don't know. I hope, and actually I believe. I think a lot of the price action doesn't make a ton of sense. Market spooked. It's the tariff stuff. It's the government shutdown stuff. It's the uncertainty with rates. It's all of these things. And it's the 1010, the casualty of 1010, the almost 20 billion liquidated from this market. And who got in that market? And somebody got. And by the way, it is all the leverage trading. Yeah, dude. That's wait, did I miss Zover's comment? Yeah. Well, maybe he's talking about us, I think. Yeah, we definitely are retail. And yeah, we ain't. We're never getting out. But they are certainly taking that easy money from the leverage traders, I think. Hunter Horsley, though, and I like the take as well. Imagine selling Bitcoin, thinking your money is better off in stocks, which a lot of crypto bros are migrating to, which is super interesting. I think a bunch of crypto bros are maybe about to get wrecked over on that side. Maybe. I don't wish that on them, but maybe. But you certainly see some new. I mean, I think you've seen it, guys. A lot of crypto guys starting to venture out into that world, and probably a lot to do with Thread Guy, like voice of that younger generation here, right? And he's talking stocks on his streams, which I think is great, by the way. Those boys speaking my language. Okay, all of that said, at this point, I think we have to go by this. Remember, the real quant is the 4chan anon. And I think that has to motivate everything now. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding now. I'm not kidding. I think you have to play by these rules. I think so. And until this stops working, I think you have to play by these rules. And we saw it. This dude timed, I don't know how, well, not, it's right in front of us. I was going to say, I don't know how he called it, but it's right there. Okay, so this dude called Bitcoin's all-time high 2 years before we got here. Called all-time high for Bitcoin would be October 6, 2025. He called it in December of 2023. He nailed it. That's crazy to me. He predicts when all-time highs are coming and then the lows of the cycle as well. So now, based on his prediction, our lows come on October 2nd, 2026. Plan accordingly. At this point, I kind of am. I kind of am. And if it's different, great. I'll do what I've always said I'm going to do. I'll start playing then. I'm going to play when it gets easy. But for now, I think this is going to be my thesis. I think that's where we're going. Oh, I want to check this, by the way. And it definitely feels like the same people from last cycle, doesn't it? Very few new people. There's been little periods, by the way, JY. So because I do the show, right, I'll have DMs from people saying they're new. And there were periods, especially earlier this year, like when the Trump meme coin happened, I had new people. There was actually like brand new people, brand new to crypto, and it's super cool. But it's not been many, man. Couple dozen. It's not many people. But that's my plan. That's it. Until it's not, that's the plan. That's the thesis. So we'll see. Casualties, though. We talked this weekend about this briefly. I still think we haven't seen, like, 1010 hasn't been fully revealed to us. What happened? Well, actually, I take that back. We know what happened. I don't think we know who specifically got hurt the most. It might have been Wintermute. It actually might have been Wintermute. Now, okay, two things. This is just anonymous people on the internet sharing some numbers. I'm going to trust it because why not? I think if it wasn't real, it'd be community noted, right? But also, I got to say, this is the beauty of the blockchain. That if I question any of this, I don't need to wait for somebody else to find some data for me. It's on chain. I can go check the ledger. I can go look. Blockchain's so damn cool. And I try to remind myself of that as often as I can, why it's so cool, why it's so important, why it's as big as it is, but going to get bigger. Luna, that's a good shout. I got it in the description. Said I should put AI in the name. Probably good for the algo. Yeah. I put in the description because of that, but yeah, maybe in the name makes sense too. We'll find. Or like in the bio on the channel too or something. Yeah, it's a good shout. But maybe Wintermute got wrecked. Don't know. I'm not a market maker expert also. So if their bags are down 40%, as in they're holding 40% less crypto, that might be the nature of market makers. Holding less at certain times and holding more at other times, right? That just might be how it works. But I do think this is a where there's smoke, there's fire thing. I think there's something to this, and I expect this to come out at some point. Either that Wintermute, right? We have all this sell pressure from like the OG Bitcoin whales, right? That is definitely a thing. We've seen those charts. That's a real thing. OG whales, and this is guys holding, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin or more, have been unloading their bags this year at a pace we've never seen before. That is absolutely real. You might be adding on top of that, I believe the second biggest market maker in crypto also liquidating. That could be happening. I'm not going to be shocked to see that story come out here. And I kind of think we will. So insane sell pressure. Now that tells me at some point there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? One of the reasons I can stay optimistic about the next year and think that next year could be different, and I think that's true. It could be different. Again, the gambler in me would bet that, yeah, it's going to be different. I think next year is going to be really interesting. Or wait for 10-2, and we buy the very, very bottom right there. We'll see. Okay, we're waiting for our next Fed chair. Kevin Hassett's got competition, by the way. Here, let's pull up Polymarket. There's another name in the running here for Fed chair. Both are crypto friendly. Both are Trump guys. There, yeah. Yep. Exactly right. Dude, if I had $1 billion in crypto, you better believe I'd be out most of it. And I know people say, well, why don't you sell half of it and keep half? You believe in the thing. Like, you probably believe Bitcoin's going to like $1 million a coin still. Well, who cares? At some point, who cares? Think of the implications on the grid from building these AI. Yes, sir. Building these AI data centers using more juice than some American, South American countries. Yes, dude, a big, big thing coming up. Implications there. It's the power grid. It's also like the water supply. That's like third down the chain. Water supply is going to be an issue. Cooling these power plants. There is talk about, water supply becoming an issue here soon. But also, actually, and we are talking about today, hardware. Hardware is all of a sudden becoming an issue. If you've seen the stories out there about RAM, it's an issue. It's an issue now. Anyway, Hassett probably our next Fed chair, but Kevin Warsh also in the running. 44% on Polymarket here. Either way, again, both crypto friendly, both Trump friendly. However, if you think somebody like Hassett is going to crime the market with Trump like a coordinated, effort, it may not be that. And good or bad, that's probably good. But I kind of was hoping they're criming the market for us next year. Saying that Trump's views on the market hold no weight for him if he's the next Fed chair. Maybe that means he's not going to be the next Fed chair, by the way. Or maybe he's just saying the thing you got to say ahead of time. It could be that. Maybe he's just saying all the right stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But again, if the opportunities aren't here in crypto right now, they're there, but it's just not the same. It's not. The boys are moving to crypto. Gainsey mentioning it. Is this a thing, by the way? Some of you guys who are traders and who have been trading cycles, is this a common thing? People make money in crypto and then they move over to stocks? But Gainsey's calling it a rite of passage. You make your money here, you lose it all in stocks. You would have done it in this market anyways, too, but this might be happening right now. A whole bunch of crypto bros might be getting wrecked in the stock market soon. We will see. All right, cool stuff still coming. I'm all the fuddy stuff aside, and it's all real. Very optimistic on some things. A lot of things coming next year. A lot of things, man. JP Morgan has launched their first tokenized money market fund. It's on ETH. Real cool. That's real. They are. They really are. They really are doing this. Some of my group chats, like it's people talking stocks now, which is cool. I mean, that's Beanie's whole account is that. Not that he ever stopped doing that, but yeah, different. Nate Geraci sharing some predictions from Hashdex. Next year, stablecoin market cap doubling. Nice. Does it do anything for our bags? Not really. A little bit. Does a little for our bags. There's more money in the ecosystem. There's just more liquidity much closer to us now. It does a little something. Tokenized RWAs grow by 10x. How about that? It's great. Depending on how they're tokenized, those might be counted as NFTs. That would be cool. But also that AI crypto market cap grows to 10 bill, which I'm very curious what they're counting, because we've seen the crypto AI market cap at 20 bill. Dude, a lot of heat about prediction markets right now, right? Like Rasmer had a recent take, and Stats is giving some counterpoints, or actually agreeing with Rasmer. It's like, why are we rooting for the platform that we have no exposure to, and them doing good or bad doesn't do anything for us? And fair points. Also, I think prediction markets are great. They're fun. Good morning, cutie. Our boy Confusion had a really good article, like a huge post about this months ago, but it's true. Yeah. Yeah, prediction markets kind of replace meme coins, and it's a, in a way it makes sense. Like, if meme coins are all about like trading attention, and they are, prediction markets are the same thing. Like at a, I don't know, actually, I was gonna say faster pace, but I don't think that's true. Slower pace, more frequent, I don't know. But yeah. And yes, prediction markets full of insiders, which is awesome. Crazy. Key dates this week. We do have some big things happening, things that can move this market. I don't expect any good news this week, but we have retail sales data coming in tomorrow. This is October data. November jobs report tomorrow as well. Don't know if any of that's going to be accurate. I kind of think not. We have CPI data coming Thursday from last month. Manufacturing index numbers drop Thursday. PCE Friday. We have a lot this week. Home sales data Friday. Some good stuff this week. We'll see. All right. On to AI. We got some stuff on virtuals to catch up on. There are 2 launches I'm looking forward to this week. And actually, we nailed the one last week with Real. Real was real. That was the only take on Real, was that it wasn't a nothing burger, that there was actually a play there. And it turns out spot on. It's actually a play there. Funny enough, dude, I think the winners are easy to find, but what's harder now is where do we value them, right? And how early can you get to them? I guess that's the ease, right? So the AI boom, yes, is going to cause a power shortage. Yes. Huge issue, man. It's a huge freaking issue. Oh, by the way, I was sitting yesterday. I'm curious if you guys do this too. Yeah, we got daydreamers here, right? Just, you're sitting, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden you like wake up and you realize you just spent 10 minutes like in some like time warp, right? Hit me last night, dude. I was sitting at the dinner table, and all of a sudden it just like hit me, and I'm doing some thinking about AI and the job replacement thing and the UBI conversation and productivity and all that. And dude, I had just like something hit me, and it like kind of put my mind at ease with the whole thing, and just like the best feel about where we're heading. And I mean it. I have the best feel about where we're heading. Man, I wish it were that, dude. But no, I just go in these trances sometimes, and it's just like, it's the best. It's the best because it's when I think the clearest and I have my most fun ideas, I think. But it hit me yesterday, which is, okay, we're looking at this right now. There is a chip shortage right now. There's an issue with RAM. RAM has just got, actually, we should go look it up. RAM just got exponentially more expensive here. And you probably see your favorite crypto bros tweeting about it the past like day. We've had shortages with graphics cards when people are like trying to get into Bitcoin mining, right? We've seen this before. Now it's memory. And it's because AI. It's because all these data centers. It's because all these, startups that are trying to, build the next greatest LLM. It's a real thing. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna go on Amazon, and I want to look up memory and see if we actually see a price increase here. Okay, maybe this isn't going to be awesome because I don't have I'm a little unplugged from hardware stuff. So I don't know where we were. But I used to work in IT, so I was real familiar, and this all looks kind of pricey, bros. Yeah, dude. There are sites that'll give you like price comparisons, right? I don't know. Like just at a glance, I think RAM is looking pretty damn pricey. Wow. I think so, dude. 64 gigs of RAM here is 839 bucks. I'm not crazy, right, guys? That's pretty wild. Okay, now when I was doing like computer hardware stuff, this is back when you had sticks of like trying to think sizes, 2 gigs. If you were lucky and you scored like an 8 gig stick, you were like, man, that was it. That was gold. So different now. But yeah, dude, I think RAM just got crazy expensive, and you can thank AI for it. Okay, now here's the thought. Here's the thought that hit me. I don't think this is anything crazy, but it felt good thinking through it, right? I chat with my brother a lot, a lot. I don't talk to anybody more than I talk to Henry. And when we talk about like the world, right? Dude, right? Right. And that tweet, by the way, was talking about like our reserves, our RAM reserves, our inventory levels. Better way to put it. Inventory levels. We have 3 weeks worth of inventory when it comes to RAM, as opposed to where it used to be almost 10 weeks. But yeah, prices going up like exponentially. It's crazy. And that's exciting to me. Let me just say, exciting to me because that means we need to ramp up manufacturing. And you know, there's a big push to have manufacturing here in the States. These are the things that get me excited for what I hope comes, that we're being told is coming, that I don't know if I believe it, but if it happens, I do think that golden age is here. I don't believe anything. I don't believe it, but also if it happens, look out. Right? That's it exactly. So now you start thinking again, we need these power plants. We need to have this manufacturing here. We're going to have all these startups building it like, dude, just building these incredible cutting edge products, and the push is to have that all here. It's hard to not be excited. I started even feeling like patriotic, and it's a trap though. It's so easy to get trapped into thinking that's coming. And, sometimes it's just words. We'll see. We'll see. But okay, talk to my brother a lot. And, it's like politics and religion and the economy and how, look, everything's been bad for 10, 15 years. Like something broke and changed, and everybody points to social media, right? Social media is the thing that broke us. It's these algorithms that incentivize rage and hate. And it's all true, right? It's true. But I would always tell Henry, I'm like, I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's the real reason. It's definitely part of it. But I think the real reason is that we flipped in the early 2000s from like being like, you work 9 to 5, right? So like definitely your day revolved around the typical business day, and then you went home and you did anything else. And then all of a sudden the world turned into a 24/7 economy. And for some people it always was. But for your like average worker, it wasn't. You did your 9 to 5, you go home, and that was the end of it. You didn't think about work on the weekends, other than you dreaded going back to work, Sunday evening or whatever. But that was it. And now it's different. And that's the internet. And that's these businesses no longer open, 9 to 5 or whatever, open in the morning, closed at 8 or 10 p.m. or everything's open 24/7 now. Basically everything. And even when you're like off your job, well, now because internet, you're still checking your email and you're still replying to people and you're still probably working. It's always told him, I'm like, dude, I think it's the 24/7 work thing that really broke us, that makes everyone stressed out always. Always feel like you got to be on. Always feel like you have to be doing something to not even get ahead, just to stay like up, to keep up with everybody else. And to me, it's that broke everything. And so when I was thinking about AI and like AI replacing workers and whatever, maybe it's the fantasy scenario. AI replaces our jobs and we all just get UBI. I don't think so. And then I go the other way. Well, AI is just going to make us better at our jobs. We're just going to be more productive. Awesome. But what if it's like a nice middle ground? It doesn't replace the jobs. It does make us more productive, but what it really does is fill that time where you used to be off, right? So you work your 9 to 5. Maybe it's back to that. You work your 9 to 5, and then AI is helping you stay productive when you're not working. It replies to your emails. It's doing your work while you're gone. And it gets so good, you don't even have to check it, right? You're not checking your emails off hours. You're not working. You're not responding to people. You're not even thinking about it. AI's got that part on autopilot. And even better is it does that. It does it so well that maybe you still have your job, but you just work a shorter day. What if your day's 4 or 5 hours instead of your 8 or 9 or 10 hours? That's what hit me yesterday. And it just felt right. And it felt good because I do think AI is the solution for a lot of our problems too. In fact, I think most of them. We talk about this, right? Fake news, all the deep fake stuff. To me, AI is the solution for that too. Truth-seeking models. And blockchain's a big part of this too. Like I was saying earlier, I can go verify Wintermute's holdings on chain. Well, I think we should or will get to the point where we verify like an LLM or an agent, their knowledge base verified on chain. To me, it all goes together. And I get really excited. I really am I'm at peace with where I think we're heading here. 5 years out, 10 years out, 20 years out, whatever it is. I believe that's where we're going. It feels pretty good. So yeah, nothing revolutionary, but I think things are going to get easier and calmer. And I think that like stress level, instead of it being dialed up to 10, I think it's dialed down to like 4. That's what I think's coming. I'm hoping, boys. I'm hoping. Oh, I love the NFT talk. Something about Ready Player One drove me to NFT world and fascination for the metaverse. Yeah, Zober, I can't wait. When Yatsu comes on the show Thursday, I want to talk a lot of metaverse. You should make sure to catch that, Zober. I'm going to talk a lot about metaverse with him because he's the one who helped me understand the open metaverse. And I actually I still think the metaverse was born the second, the internet was born. So what, back in the 70s or whatever? First computer, transaction to me, metaverse born. Mice, it would be awesome. Right? Doesn't it make sense that that's where it goes? I think that's where it goes, man. More productive, less time doing your work, still with your job, still working, still kicking ass, but AI's got your back, right? You got a partner. And maybe pays the same, maybe it comes up, whatever. But yeah, I don't think it's replacing us. I think it's going to alleviate a lot of that, the pressures. All right, AI market cap, 5.8 bill. We saw that prediction that it hits 10 bill next year. Great. Okay, if we got if we're up 40%. Now, hang on. Let me math right. Let me not be stupid here. Up like what, 80% next year? We'll take it. We'll take it. I think that's very likely. I still was hoping for the day, and I think we'll get here. But when we see the market cap up to like 100 bill, if meme coins can get there, better believe AI coins can get there. But next year, yeah. Don't know. We'll see. Let's go agents. Your top agents by market cap here. And let's go 7 days. Fartcoin on top, Toshi, Rect, Alk, and Tibber on infrastructure. Come on, baby. Infrastructure, it's FET. Virtual, DCAI, Pippin, and IOTX. And then DeFi. Venice, Cortex, Banker, OLAS, and AI Tech. And then let's just check Mindshare, and I'll go 3 days for that. Leading the Mindshare, TheoricQ, who, dude, for the first time ever, I heard some buddies talking about it. I haven't heard anybody talking about this, and then all of a sudden I did. Just this weekend, so TGE must be coming soon. We got Warp, Elsa AI, Fartcoin, and Cookie. All right. On to virtuals. And guys, I think we got some more opportunities coming. Let's start with our launches last week. Let's see if anything is, I don't know, moving the needle at all. A lot of nothing burgers here, pretty much across the board, except for, boom, Real. Except for Real. Okay, so remember, this is the artist, right? This is like the AI artist. Creates video content, creates the music. The video content's pretty good. I checked this, the artist account. It's pretty cool content. It's really good content. Good AI generated stuff. Really cool. So the prediction here, actually, it's doing better than I thought. My prediction was, wow, this got way higher than I thought. Look at that. All right, so I thought we'd see real maybe at a mil. There's a scenario at 2 mil, right? But the only real take was like, this isn't a nothing burger. We're not going to see this at 20, 30, 50K, whatever. Don't think we're going to see it there. Well, we didn't. Not only did we not see it there, this thing ripped to over 5 mil. Right now at 2.2 mil, we got a winner. You had a play here. I didn't play it, by the way. I totally forgot about it. I totally forgot. Also, I'm not sure if we had a chance. It looks like there was a team buy real early, which makes sense. Airdropping tokens to their holders on Solana. No regrets not playing it, but again, there might have been. Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna say might have been a play. That team buy probably priced everybody out really early here. In fact, let me go to the minute view and see how early they bought. It was like, yeah, right out of the gates, huh? So when they buy, I think they take that tax. Hey, Cats, do you know actually? Cats, when a team buys, do they get hit with the tax? Because they push this in the first minute up to 3 mil. And actually the third minute up to 4 mil. Yeah, so you may not have had a chance to even buy, really. So we'll see. And it looks like some of the Solana holders, if they airdropped it pretty quickly, you probably had some Solana community dumping, probably. The team buy, it was in the tokenomics, I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah. Yeah, so they bought 20%. No, they bought, wow. So like, what? Hang on, am I mathing right? 40% they bought. So they bought a lot of the supply, man. So yeah, if they bought that early, it's not in the tax period. So that was organic, huh? That might just be real fucking real. So the team buy doesn't happen in the tax period. Okay. Well, GG's if you were able to buy in, yeah, if you bought in right at the beginning, depending on where you got in, it's a tight window, but there was a win there somewhere. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that one. Oh, that's not what you're saying. Hang on. If so, it's not in that tax period. Well, you'll have to explain it then. Either they buy and they don't get hit by the tax, or they didn't buy then. I don't know which. Okay, coming up, we actually got a couple launches this week that I think are interesting. 2 of them. There's 2 launches. The first one's on the board in 2 hours. I'm not playing any of these still. I'm just not. Oh, I did buy an agent token this week. Oh, okay. All right. Then yeah, it's what we thought then. Team buy was what pushed it up. They do not get taxed. That makes the most sense. Yep. All right. So they pumped it to that 5 mil FDV, and you had no chance then, basically. Unless you were able to beat them to it, but no. Okay. On the board here, Slesh is the first one I think is interesting. Dark integration, no. Tencent, no. Maybe some of them are, by the way, but I look at them and none of the teams are anybody I've heard about. None of them are building anything I think is that interesting. Robot train agent, no. Neox, yes. Neox, we're going to talk about a little bit. JY, I think they come out of the gate like around. God, it's so tricky with that tax because they calculate it for you. I think around like 200-ish K, I think, maybe a little higher. Here, we can look at if we go peek at one of the other launches, it hasn't done well with no team buys. We'll see if we get lucky and find it, but you usually have the opportunity to get in there pretty low. Hang on. I want to look at market cap here. Yeah, dude. I think somewhere around like 200K ish. Here, do we have one live now? No, I guess it's 2 hours. Do we have our next live launch? But um, yeah, dude. I thought I could make this show market cap. And they're all different a bit. But yeah, you have a play in anything good that's launching. You have the just like the token work stuff. You have a window where you can absolutely make money. Even if these hit, like, that's it. Yeah, it depends on what the team's buying in right out of the gates. They're the ones who push it up. Otherwise, it's just organic, right? But yeah, especially when we get some bigger launches coming up, if they don't do those team buys, man, you got to calculate on the spot the tax hit, how many fewer tokens you're going to get. But when I was doing the token work stuff, if I could buy in around 200K, I was in profit if these things hit, 2 mil. And like a good launch should get there, depends. This will be fun when it ramps back up, though. I think we'll have a lot of fun to do live. Anyway, let's see. Neox looks great. Yield farming. What is this? Rorex? I think Rorex, whatever. Again, all these no teams that are doing anything that I think are worth even paying attention to. Avatar, Morris, I think is interesting, but yeah. Redex, I don't think I looked at. Let me just peek real quick, and then we're gonna go back to the first one. Yeah, okay. We don't know the team. I don't know. What is this? Decentralized publishing protocol designed to unbundle content creation. I don't know. Doesn't matter for now. Slush, interesting for one reason. Like, honestly, for only one reason. It actually looks interesting. Okay, look at this. Like, okay, when I'm researching on X, I pull up Grok and I ask questions. Right? I go on any tweet. And I pull up the little Grok thing, and I start asking questions. Like, if this didn't define a Santa rally, I would ask it, when is a Santa rally? How much up would we need to be? Like, any questions I have for context about the post, I just ask Grok, right? This is basically pulling Grok out of X and putting it anywhere, which I don't think is that, like, I don't think that's that revolutionary. I think there's already plenty of things that do that. I bet you can even do that with Grok. But it's essentially like a companion co-pilot that reads your screen and gives you context. Like, that's what it is. So, like, if I saw that and that alone, I'd be like, what, whatever. I think the team's legit. I think this team is actually legit. And if the team's not legit, they're at least partnered with some guys who can move the needle. And I got to say right off the bat, too, this is actually a coin that's migrating from Solana. It's like a relaunch. So just be aware of that, kind of like the real token. Bunch of tokens go into their community already. But right away, like, there's people that I know following them. It's one of those signs you look for. It's just a little thing. Great, right? But part of this was who's following them. And there's two names that stand out to me. Two guys, specifically Kix and Curtis, who, like, are pretty damn good at getting things hyped. They're really, really good. I'm pretty sure they worked with Abstract for when they launched their blockchain. They've worked with some really big tokens. Actually, one of the bigger ones they worked with, do you guys remember that AI agent? It was like a Pokemon fighting thing. It was earlier this year. Monsters.fun. Do you guys remember Monsters.fun? And it had guys like B-Check and some of those big names that were promoting it, right? Not worth anything now, but when it came out, that thing went to, God, I want to say like 20 mil. It, did really good. Those were the guys that were marketing it and promoting it. That's who they worked with. Those guys got motion. Maybe they don't now. There's been some FUD about Kix working with people and hasn't paid the people working for him, but these guys are really good. They're really good. I've met with them before. They're really good. So all that tells me is this coin, when it comes out, it's going to have some motion. This will have some motion, kind of like the real token. This one's not a nothing burger. It doesn't mean it's going to be bonkers, but this one isn't one of those ones that's going to fade away right away and just, you lose money. This one, there's a chance. So if you're like itching to play something, Slush is the only thing on the board that there's a play there. Just keep in mind they're buying tokens, and they're dropping it to their Solana coin holders. So be aware of that. So Slush today, Neox on Friday. Yeah, Neox on Friday. I know they're on the Big Will and Goon show tomorrow. It's definitely worth tuning in and listening to what they're cooking. It'll do decent. That'll be another winner. I don't want to call winners. I'll just say it's not going to lose. Not going to be a nothing burger. That's the best way to put it. That's it. Nothing else on the board. I believe there's some stuff coming, but that's it for this week. Who else is moving? Let's just peek at Repo, 15 mil. I like Repo right here. I imagine Reply is sitting right around 4 or 5 mil still. I don't think we've seen anything crazy. But that is one of the few I'd be betting on from, Unicorn. Where are we at? Yeah, 4.2 mil. There's some stuff that looks interesting here. Actually, and I want to peek at Mute because I do think Mute is one of the I think Mute might be a grail here. I think Mute might be like a legit, pretty under the radar. We all are familiar with it, but I think Mute might be a grail. I think most people out there are not familiar, at all. But really leaning into the Monero DEX thing, privacy DEX. If, something real spicy there with the privacy meta, a privacy DEX focused on Monero. If they get the Monero users all on board here, maybe game on. 2.2 mil FDV. Actually, 5.4 mil FDV. Market cap's 2.2-ish. I think this one's one to keep your eye on. And still, when I'm feeling like it's time to play, I think Mute's one of the first things I'm in. Maybe the very first thing I'm in. ETH's been making some waves here too. Yeah, I don't know. Aristotle at 13 mil. I think there's some really interesting plays out there. Pretty at 2.3, still good. Yeah, we'll see. 2 launches this week though, so. Oh, you know what? Let me check the Slush founder. I forgot to peek at, mutuals here. Don Great. Let's see who else. Yeah, he's got like the Solana Cabal guys, right? Lexapro. Zago. He's got some legit followers. Yeah, Slush might be interesting. Even Confusion. Luca. Musty. Actually, we can ask Musty in Confusion, thoughts on that guy. That coin might have some motion, or it's exit liquidity for, his holders on Solana. We'll see. Small thing. You guys remember that robotics project? It was a cool one too. That was until Repo, the top performing unicorn launch. And I wasn't sure if it was legit or not. Well, now I'm sure they're legit. Mo from Animoca, he's their head of tokenomics. I think he's even got a new position now there, but I know Mo is head of tokenomics. So Mo, he's the head of Open Campus now, I believe, too. Let's check that title. Yeah, president of Open Campus. Great guy. Been on the show here a few times. Awesome guy. He's got a virtuals project too, right? Legendary. Anyway, he's advising those guys. He's working with the Small Thing project, which just tells me they're legit. They're legit. So I probably also got to put Small Thing in the watch closely category here. Got to 12 mil FDV. Sitting at under 4 right now. I'm keeping an eye on these guys. They've got some of the actual robots, their first beta fleet that's going out into the ocean soon. So they're gonna have some news soon. So keep a Small Thing on the radar too. Could be cool. All right, we got to move quick. We're late. Human with some thoughts on AI. We'll skip that for now. Just know he's bullish and thinks it's going to make us more creative, and I'm totally there. BitTensor having today. I fucked up, boys. I was going to do a BitTensor deep dive last week. Didn't get it in. There's no way I'm going to get to it this week, but pretty damn big deal, and we will get to that deep dive at some point. We could say next week. Next week will be cool, by the way. Okay, so this week going to be awesome. Next week, we'll do a year review, which was going to be this Thursday, but I think that's going to be a whole standalone show. Review the whole year. So we'll do that next week, and we'll probably do the BitTensor deep dive. next week too. Quickly, let's hit the NFT market and then we're out. Wow, 63 million sales last week, our lowest in over a year. I wonder if that'll adjust up, but I think this is pretty like live at this point. Man, not a good week. Sellers down last week, buyers down, transactions way down. Average sale price up, good, and trade profits actually up, but 8.9 mil in the negative still. So yeah, not a good week for NFTs. Do want to peek at our top collections? There's a bunch of scammy collections. This Mutant Ape collection, scam collection. There's a Milady scam collection. I think that's the real Fwogs collection, but yeah, it's a fake scam Milady collection. Yeah, not great for NFTs last week at all. At all. New mint over the weekend did decent. Regular punks, right? Those minted 0.0069 ETH. They got to like 0.008. Maybe they got a little higher. People made some money. A lot of shit talking about the project too, and they raised, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what they raised. $200,000, $200,000. $200,000. Not bad. And a lot of people saying they don't deserve it. Ooh, I like the question, dude. Motivation to stream every day. You don't get better unless you do it, cutie. If you're doing it because you love it or you want to get good at it, you don't get good unless you just do it. And you do it even if nobody's watching because you still get better from it. And then the coolest thing I learned, and I know this is like common lesson, you know this, but you never know who's watching. You never know. I've had times where there's like, I think 3 people are watching, and it turns out there's some really like either like important person, cool person, somebody who ends up becoming a friend. You never know. And so like even when it's dead, that's why I never stop. There's another reason for me too, right? But I never stop because you never know who's watching. You never know when like because you did the stream today that you learned this thing or you leveled up your skills because of something that happened during it. So like you just do it and you make yourself do it and you don't give yourself excuses to, no excuses. Don't give yourself an out. And so like the everyday for me, this is 2.5 years every day. It's just, I know me and like habits and whatever. If I take a day off, I'll give myself an excuse another time. Right. So for me, it's just easier to say no days off. You just every day, even if it's like 20 minutes, like you got to do it every day and you'll get better, cutie. Like if you do it, if you'll do it, you'll do it. You know what I mean? I think do the everyday thing too. Just do it. It's easier to do it every day than just do it when you feel like it or do it on some scale. I just think do it every day. And then, you know what? Here's the last point. When you do it every day, you'll figure out at some point what doesn't work, and then you'll start figuring out what does work. Whatever you start doing is probably not the final form of it, right? But you do it and you start figuring out, well, this is stupid. Or, oh, dude, that got a bunch of views. People like this. And you start pushing that direction. It gives you more clarity on what to do. Okay, last couple of headlines. I don't want to. Yeah, I'll skip some of these actually, but thought about Soulja Boy. Launched a token on Zora. Jesse retweeted it. So dumb, but also whatever. But Zach XBT dropped a report. Actually, it's old, but it resurfaced. But just on all his scams, it's pretty lame. But yeah, I mean, Jesse retweeting him, I think is weird. And dude, if I had Jesse on the show, I would love to be like, dude, you bought $1,500 of that coin. You have to explain to me how that's good for anybody. Your $1,500 is almost definitely like zero now. Soulja Boy probably earned out of that $1,500, he probably earned like $1.50. Who is that good for? It's just money evaporates. I don't know who it's good for. But I love to be convinced why it's good. I'm on board with it. I'm on board with tokenize everything, but I don't buy that stuff. And that's how it really should work. Just don't buy the shit that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, and I want it to. The creator coin makes sense. I'll say that. And actually, if that's what he did, he didn't buy if he bought the dude's main top level creator coin, that I get. That I like. I like the CCM thing, So maybe it's that. Okay, I think our last point here, football.fun ICO is tomorrow. I think you should be paying attention to this one. I think this coin will actually do decently. Fantasy sports on chain, love it. May try to participate. I don't have the details of how, but yeah, however you get in the pre-sale, it's at a 60 mil FDV. I think this one's going to be pretty decent. Yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty damn decent. I see the right people talking about it. It's the right product, tons of hype, backed by Coinbase Ventures. They have some other backing too. They're legit. I think they're backed by OKC, or OKC's done some kind of integration. Super legit. 60 mil FTV, that's got some upside to it. Right? I could see that at a couple 100 mil. Even at 100, there's upside there. So keep your eye out for football.fun tomorrow. Kook is doing it too. And by the way, they must have an InfoFi campaign because everybody's tweeting about it. But yeah, that seems legit. Probably the best launch this week. Probably the best ICO. So there we go. All right, Solana Breakpoint last week. Overdone. Awesome. Good shit. I'll say this. I went through a lot of the videos out there trying to find what's my favorite product. I loved the dedicated fiber lines that were run for Solana. I think that's incredible. But this one gets me because it's familiar to me. So you have Helios Lab rolling out get transactions for address. So a query, I guess. You can basically find any Solana transaction like at the historical event. Really cool because you'll get that transaction, but all the context around it. So API for sorting, filtering, querying every transaction by wallet address. And I'm like, dude, I love that. And I get that. To me, it's the Wayback Machine of Solana. Well, we built that, but I imagine what we've built is even crazier. We got the Wayback Machine on Ethereum and on Base. And it's very much that. Every transaction by wallet address, but you find out all the historical stuff. Price of tokens that are being traded, the amount of liquidity, who the holders were at that exact time, at that exact snapshot. There's so many details like that. So the Wayback Machine of Solana, we got the Wayback Machine of ETH and Base and more soon. Crazy stuff. We'll be sharing some cool shit coming this week. I'm probably not supposed to say that, but it just, whatever. So stay tuned. Thursday major stream. Can't wait. Can't wait. You don't want to miss it. Again, big names coming. If you're on YouTube, you can see some of the names there. We'll tweet out most of them coming today. So make sure you're following CryptoSlam.io on X. A couple hours to that announcement goes live. Can't wait. And of course, subscribe to CryptoSlam on YouTube. We'll be streaming here as well. Oh man, it's gonna be so fun. So fun. 12-hour marathon stream on Thursday. And we'll see you there. But actually, I'll see you before that. Back live tomorrow. 9 a.m. Eastern time, all the same spots. Guys, I hope your day is awesome. Oh boy. We'll see you later.